319% surge in Megadeals. The PE guys are officially off the sidelines.
I'm not buying the victory lap. One bad energy spike from the Middle East and this fragile little recovery shatters.
Oh, come on. Paramount just won the bidding war for Warner Brothers. The animal spirits are back.
Corporate theater isn't an economic indicator, Nate, but fine. Let's look at the deals actually closing. Merit Medical just dropped $140 million. The rundown.
So Paramount actually pulled it off. They won the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery. I honestly thought we'd be trapped in that corporate theater loop until the end of time.
The drama was exhausting. But look at the broader numbers, Nate. Industry watchers are tracking a 319% year-over-year surge in billion-dollar megadeals. 319%.
Because debt is getting cheaper, financing conditions are finally thawing out and people are ready to play.
Oh, come on, that's such a banker narrative. Look at the actual deal mix. It's almost entirely private equity firms taking public companies private. They're sitting on expiring dry powder and their LPs are screaming at them to deploy it.
Fair, panic is a great motivator, but you can't ignore the AI premium. DigitalOcean just snapped up Cat Nemo Labs, pure infrastructure play to accelerate their AI push. Every tech firm is basically in an arms race right now.
True. Speaking of infrastructure, FlexGen Power Systems is buying clean energy services, utility-scale solar and storage. Not as sexy as AI, but the cash flow is a lot more predictable.
You want to talk unsexy? Bluebird just spent roughly $200 million to buy out the rest of its joint venture with Girardin Group.
The school bus company.
Yes, and the joint venture was genuinely called Microbird, which sounds like a terrible Silicon Valley scooter startup, but no, it's just small school buses.
I actually kind of love Microbird.
$200 million to own the whole flock. We're also seeing a lot of plumbing deals. Court Square Capital took a majority stake in cloud comms provider CallTower, and Office Ally bought Jopari Solutions to expand their healthcare clearinghouse network.
The healthcare tech consolidation is relentless right now. Everyone wants to own the infrastructure layer.
Are you worried about the macro picture, though? Dealmakers are definitely sweating the Middle East tensions. If energy prices spike, cross-border M&A could completely freeze up again.
That's exactly why we're seeing so many domestic mid-market strategic plays. Companies are buying sure things. Which brings us to Merit Medical.
$140 million for Viewpoint Medical?
Exactly. They wanted that OneMark Detection Imaging System, and they just wrote the check. But if you read the footnotes on how this deal is structured, it tells a much bigger story about healthcare consolidation.
Walk me through the math on this Merit deal, because I have some thoughts on that valuation. The big one.
$140 million for a single imaging system. I'm staring at the Merit Medical press release, and I keep looking for the hidden assets.
You're completely underselling the OneMark system, Maya. It's the absolute gold standard for interventional radiology right now.
It's a good system, sure, but Viewpoint Medical has basically been a one-trick pony for the last 3 years. Merit is paying a massive premium just to slap their logo on the box.
That's exactly what you do when you want to own the category. You buy the best toy in the sandbox so the other kids can't play with it. It's classic strategic consolidation.
I just don't see how the math pencils out. Look at the footnotes on this. Viewpoint's margins have been slipping since last quarter.
The margins don't matter when you plug it into Merit's global distribution network. Give it 6 months. This is exactly what we're seeing across the board right now. Companies are finally getting off the sidelines because financing conditions are actually thawing out.
Thawing out? Nate, the data I'm looking at says we have a 319% surge in billion-dollar megadeals year over year. That isn't a thaw. That's a flash flood.
Spoken like a true journalist. But yes, a 319% jump is insane. Industry watchers are saying it's mostly private equity firms taking public companies private to unlock value. The public markets are brutal right now, so PE is just swooping in.
And the AI arms race, don't forget that massive catalyst. Everyone is terrified of being left behind. DigitalOcean just snapped up Cat Nemo Labs literally just to accelerate their push into the AI era.
True, but speaking of terrified, I heard the media bankers haven't slept in a week. Word on the street is Paramount actually pulled it off.
Wait, really? The Warner Brothers Discovery bidding war.
Yep, Paramount apparently won the whole thing. The corporate theater on this one deserves its own Emmy.
Oh, come on. Paramount buying Warner Brothers. The debt load on that combined entity is going to look like a phone number. A really long international phone number.
I know. My old banking buddies are probably popping champagne right now, while the credit analysts are openly weeping.
Well, they better drink fast. Dealmakers are getting really nervous about these escalating Middle East tensions. If we see a sudden spike in energy prices, this fragile recovery in cross-border M&A is going to hit a brick wall.
Which makes me wonder what the regulators are going to say about Unilever trying to swallow McCormick for $44.8 billion.
I have the antitrust filings right here, and the FTC is definitely going to have some thoughts on who controls the global spice rack. Voices.
I'm looking at this analyst note from this morning, and the number just jumps off the page. A 319% year-over-year surge in billion-dollar megadeals. 319.
I saw that, and the report claims it's largely private equity taking public companies private to quote-unquote unlock value.
You hate that phrase.
Because it's usually nonsense. They aren't unlocking value, Nate. They're just leveraging up the balance sheet because financing conditions finally thawed out. It's financial engineering dressed up as strategy.
Oh, come on. You can't write off a 319% jump as just cheap debt. The analysts are right about the AI arms race acting as a massive catalyst here. Companies are terrified of being left behind. You buy or you die. Look at DigitalOcean scooping up Cat Nemo Labs this week.
Sure, the tech side is real, but I'm looking at the actual multiples on these PE take privates, and they look exactly like the peak zero interest rate fever dreams we saw 3 years ago.
Spoken like a true skeptic, but sometimes the market just wants a blockbuster. Which brings me to the actual corporate theater of the week. Paramount reportedly winning the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery.
Wait, really? The ink is actually dry on that?
That's the whisper. Months of absolute chaos, and Paramount supposedly takes the crown.
Merging two massive, highly levered legacy media companies. What could possibly go wrong? I cannot wait to read the footnotes on that debt structure.
I'll save you the math, it's going to be ugly. But honestly, the real threat to all this M&A momentum isn't media leverage. Deal makers are sweating the Middle East tensions right now.
Right. If energy prices spike, cross-border M&A freezes instantly, which makes me wonder how macro shocks are going to impact the defensive consumer giants. Specifically, Unilever trying to swallow McCormick for $44.8 billion.
Now that is a spicy deal. Let's look at the regulatory headache on that one next. Spill the tea. So after months of the most exhausting corporate theater I've ever witnessed, Paramount is reportedly taking home Warner Brothers Discovery.
I still cannot believe Paramount won that bidding war. I was reading the rumor mill last night, and the debt structure they are proposing is honestly terrifying. They are buying a mountain of debt with a slightly smaller mountain of debt.
Oh, it is a banker's dream and an operator's absolute nightmare. But it totally fits the pattern right now. Have you seen the latest numbers on Megadeals? We are looking at a 319% year-over-year surge in billion-dollar transactions. 319%.
Wait, really? 319? I knew it was up, but that is absurd.
Straight from the analyst this morning, private equity is just ripping public companies off the market to take them private. Financing conditions finally thawed out, the AI arms race has everyone panicked, and buyers are getting greedy again.
I am going to push back hard on the idea that everything is back to normal.
Here we go. The resident skeptic arrives.
No, seriously. You are looking at these shiny media deals and AI vanity projects, but talk to anyone trying to close cross-border M&A right now. They are sweating bullets.
Because of the Middle East tensions.
Exactly. One sudden spike in energy prices and this fragile little M&A recovery you are so excited about completely falls apart. Dealmakers are terrified of macro energy shocks ruining their math.
Okay, fair. The geopolitical picture is a minefield. But you have to admit the animal spirits are back in the boardroom. People are just tired of sitting on their hands.
Animal spirits are just what former bankers call ignoring the footnotes, Nate.
Ouch, highly accurate, but ouch.
Speaking of massive deals that might give regulators indigestion, are we going to talk about the consumer giant dropping tomorrow?
Oh, you mean Unilever spending $44.8 billion to swallow McCormick whole?
Literally swallowing them. I have a lot of thoughts on the antitrust chatter that is going to generate. Tomorrow's radar.
I'm still trying to process the Paramount rumor. They actually won the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery?
Supposedly won. I'll believe that corporate theater is over when the ink is literally dry.
Fair. But tomorrow, all my screens are locked on the Unilever and McCormick chatter. $44.8 billion for spices and mayo. I think it sails through.
Are you kidding? You think regulators are just going to wave through a massive grocery consolidation right now? Have you met the FTC?
They make ketchup and garlic powder, Maya. It's not exactly a monopoly on AI chips.
It's supermarket shelf space, Nate. The antitrust folks are absolutely going to scrutinize who controls the condiment aisle.
I guess we'll find out if the regulators are hoarding paprika.
Just keep an eye on the RMVSL and RTB Digital combined listing tomorrow too. NASDAQ is going to be busy.
Deal Street never sleeps. Catch you all tomorrow.